tomorrow if I work for a team that enjoys boxing, what we would pay them.
I'm Amy Warnock, and I'm on the list of productions, and we are in Kansas City and
And I'm Nick Warnock with Vista Productions also. And this is rule number one, make sure the microphone.
We checked it yesterday, but a lot could have changed since yesterday. So thank you guys so much. First of all, give them a hand. Thank you guys for taking time for your day. We appreciate it so much. I've got a sign-in sheet. Make sure if you get your name on here, thank you, so that we can get you excused from advisory. Pass a couple of these around.
Oh my God.
Little kids. We made a list of questions. If you were in my class, you might have submitted a question that might be on this list. And what I would like to do is just start by, one at a time. I'll throw the question out, and then if each of you could take turns addressing that, I think that'd be great. And then if we have any last-minute questions from you guys, this is all about you guys. Just like I said in the commercial last week, this is about you getting a job, doing what they do, doing what we do and what we like to do. And I hope that a few more kids join us. But the first question that kids were dying to ask you guys is what kind of school do they need to go to? What do they need to do after high school? Okay, so if you could each address that.
Well, it all kind of depends on what you want to do. For me, I went to school specifically for radio broadcasting. I was fortunate enough to go to a small school where they had a radio station, and I got on air within a week of walking onto campus. So I would definitely take advantage of every opportunity that you have in high school, but in terms of college, mass communication, broadcasting, journalism, somewhere in that realm, that would be the area you want to go into broadcasting.
With the newspaper, I was fortunate enough when I was a freshman in college. My major was not initially in journalism. So what I did, I had a friend who actually said, hey, you might want to check out the newspaper, and I ended up getting a part-time job there. I actually worked my way through college part-time with the newspaper, and that's how I kind of fell in love with the business.
I went to Arkansas State to major in radio television, so I would say if you're looking beyond high school, find a school that has a broadcasting program that offers the areas that you are interested in, and just in addition to school, get an internship, work part-time as a disc jockey, whatever you can do to enhance your skills and get the experience, because just doing it is very important.
Yeah, I went to a small school in Texas, Abilene Christian University, and I actually lucked out on this one because my older brother already worked in TV, so I used to volunteer a lot. High school football games, I used to go shoot football while going to school. So, as he said, I recommend if you're looking into TV, try to find something related to what you want to do. So if it's production work, hang out with production guys, volunteer. If it's sports, which a lot of kids want sports, go hang out with sports guys, see what it's all about. And basically you'll make a decision right there what you want to do.
we're a little different than the broadcast side. We're production side, so we do mainly corporate events, and we deal with the technology of a meeting. So those types of jobs, you really need an education. So you need to have hands-on experience in how to work the equipment. So you can't just, you can go to a broadcast school. Most schools do teach radio and television more so than they do the equipment aspect of production. So if you are interested in video editing, I would say California or New York is where you need to go to school. If you're interested in high-end video editing, doing actual films or anything of that sort, because that's where the communities are that support that.
fine, that's fine.
I would totally agree with what pretty much everyone has said here, and if you're looking at a university, probably where you're gonna find the largest common denominator of skills in this field is in the communications department or mass media department, whatever they may call it. In my school, that was exactly the case, but to the point that you made, probably the most valuable education that I had during my college years was outside of school. I worked in a recording studio, worked in a radio station. I did sound mixing for bands and bars, whatever I could do that I was interested in. And it's all valuable information. And volunteer for things. Probably the beginning of our business, the biggest credit was a volunteer thing that we did. A full production aspect, working in conjunction with the TV station in Kansas City, doing the Leukemia Society Telethon and Jerry Lewis Telethon local, and we went in and did all the lighting, all the sound, and worked with the TV station, put together the production. No money, but we met a lot of people, and we met advertising agency people that were involved in that, which made our career, and that was 40 years ago.
Excellent. So am I hearing you guys say take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way and meet as many people as you can? Is that what I'm hearing you say? They say exactly what I say. Isn't that cool? All right, the next question that everybody was curious about was average pay. What kind of pay are they looking at? They want to know where to go to school and how much you're going to make.
You're not gonna make much, I can promise you that. You don't get into this business for the money. Eventually, if you get high enough on the rank, you will make some pretty solid money. But, I can tell you right now, starting out, I'm still taking advantage of every opportunity I can. I make $25 a game calling high school basketball. That's not a lot of money. And you put in a lot of legwork for it to make the broadcast sound pretty good, so. Average pay, you probably start out of college making 22 to 25,000 maybe. You get a full-time job, salary, that's on the high end, which is scary. Because I don't know what the poverty line is, but we're not far north of it. So, yeah, don't expect a whole lot of money right away.
I hate to say, I gotta echo everything you just said, because that's where you start, and yeah, it's probably about $25,000 is where you're gonna start, and, but again, when you're in high school, we have had high school students come help and string and cover games and that sort of thing for us on a part-time basis. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to get your foot in the door and get some experience. So, again, what you just said, take advantage of every opportunity you have.
25,000. My first contract as a TV sports reporter was $16,000 a year. So, yeah, I mean, you're not going to get rich, but you're going to, as long as you enjoy what you're doing and you're good at it, and I firmly believe if you put the effort and time in, the money will come. The most important thing is to enjoy what you do. And you're going to put in a lot of long hours, so don't worry so much about the pay, because you're not going to have time to go out and spend it. You're going to be working and getting yourself better. It's a long-term situation. Don't think of it as a
Yeah, in TV, we go by market sizes too, which some of you guys do. So like, Fayetteville, we're market 101 in TV. So when you do start off full-time, same thing, when Echo these guys, you're not gonna make that much. You put in time, all I say is you are your best recruiter. So whenever you leave a station, like, let's say you work at KWA, you go to a higher market, you can negotiate by how much time you put in. And as you said, you're gonna work long hours. You won't have time to spend that money. So really, you know, I'm echoing everybody down here. It's the same thing. Just volunteer. When you put in the time, people notice the little things that you do, and that adds up in the long run. So.
That'd be the same thing for us, except, you probably would make a little more money in production. And that's because you develop yourself as being the go-to person for that particular piece of equipment. Whether you're You can be a projectionist, so you're the guy that's on every show, and you're taking care of those projectors, you're making sure that, or girl, that are on every show, taking care of the projectors, making sure that they are aligned correctly, that the colors are right. You're the professional, and you know exactly what that projector is supposed to look like. You make sure that works every time. If you're the go-to person, everybody relies on you, they're gonna want you on their show. This is, you can do that with companies like us, which we do mainly corporate events or like the AMP shows. Or you can tour with musical acts, you can tour with, theater groups and, musicals. You can tour with those guys, you can do set design, you can do camera op. Those are all things that are needed on every one of those shows. And overall technicians that have a working knowledge of every piece of equipment, more or less, that's on the show. Those will be the highest paid positions on the show normally, because they're the person that's gonna pull it out and to make sure, everything happens as it should, and they're managing the entire process. So those, you can make $700 a day for a 10-hour day. And that's nationwide pretty much, $600, $700 a day if you are on these high-end music awards, shows, things like that. That's a going rate for that. Now, you're doing that, you may work 3 days a month, and you may not work any at all for 2 months. So that's you selling yourself on every one of those gigs and making the right connections with the right people as you grow your career and your business. And that's when you're freelancing, you are your own company, and that's who you're marketing is you. And the best way to do that is to be the best person in the room, who everybody wants to talk to, who's nice to everybody, and who knows everything about what they're doing.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. You have to make yourself unique and a special skill, and there are so many facets to this business, this media business that we have, and lots of jobs in it. And I was reading through some of the information that we brought that we're going to leave with you to look at later. And if you relate what a camera operator does, they're analogous to the producer or director of a show, maybe the artist, but the camera operator is the guy that holds the brush for the artist. He points the camera in the right place and actually does it. Well, supporting the camera operator are 10 other people that are specialists at what they do to make the camera operate, to make the lights right, and the policeman that's watching the production as it's being recorded to make sure that all the light levels are right, to make sure the audio levels are right. There's a job for everyone in there, and all of those people are making more than minimum wage for sure. And the other thing that I want to make sure that you understand is that whatever contrary to popular belief, Northwest Arkansas is not the center of the universe. These jobs exist more so in the rest of the country, and don't ever be skittish about leaving here and going to follow your dream somewhere else.
But you can come back here for most of these jobs, and most of the jobs that we do, you're traveling anyway. So you could leave and establish yourself, you could come back here if this is where your home is and this is where your family is and you want to be here. Because most of these jobs require you to jump on a plane, maybe 3 times a week. So you're going to jump on a plane and take off and be somewhere for a day and be right back home. And that you can do from anywhere. You can live here and you can build your life here and still have a career that is all over the U.S.
So am I understanding this right? The money might not be there at the beginning, but you're going to love what you're doing. If you have a passion for this, the money will eventually come. That's not the main part of this gig, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm 25 years old. I'm not at the pinnacle of my career, at least I hope not. I hope to be doing this for another 60 years, so eventually I'll be making enough money to support myself and maybe somebody else. But right now, that's not the case. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it because I like it, because I have a passion for it, and money can't buy you happiness. I had a college professor that told me that all the time. So find something you love to do, and if they pay you to do it, that's pretty cool.
And that ties into the next question, which is what would you consider to be the most challenging part of your job, maybe the worst part of your job, and then on the other end, what is the best part of your job? So you kind of already addressed that, but if you could elaborate.
Yeah, I would say probably the hardest part of my job is time management, and when I'm at the ballpark for a game, I'm there at 10 a.m. and I don't leave until midnight. So trying to fit all the things in before a 7 o'clock first pitch is sometimes difficult, but I try to make it happen every day. The best part is doing the game. I mean, I love coming to the ballpark. I love being at the games. It's 140 days out of 140 games out of a 152-day schedule. So it's pretty intense, but I get to watch baseball and I get to talk about it for 3 hours a day. And the worst part of my job, it has nothing to do with broadcasting. I work with the Kansas City Royals and trying to figure out player development contracts. That absolutely sucks, because it's 3.5 hours of my day, 4 times out of the season, putting together a 50-page document to send back to Kansas City to say how much they owe us. So that part sucks, but overall it's pretty cool. So.
Some of what you just said, time management is a big deal in what I do, and probably the toughest part of my job is deadline. I mean, depending on what I'm covering, I cover sports, so sporting events, time management, and when they want a story at 10:30, well, the game may not be over at 10:30. Well, okay, the game's not over at 10:30, but I want your story filed 2 minutes after the game ends, or in some cases when the game ends, depending on how late it goes. So that's probably the toughest thing that I have to deal with is deadline and definite time management. The part I probably enjoy the most is probably just dealing with people. I've gotten the opportunity to deal with so many really interesting, wonderful folks, and get to meet people that I wouldn't meet otherwise. It's really pretty special. You've been able to have some really special relationships over about 25 years that I've been doing this.
I would agree about one of the perks is meeting people and getting to do and see things that maybe you wouldn't have an opportunity to do otherwise. It's amazing how this industry can open some doors to unique opportunities that other people don't have. Time management is key. Hours are going to be long, but when you're young and starting out, believe it or not, you actually do have the time to put in the long hours. It's not a 9-to-5 deal, so if you're looking for a 9-to-5 deal, this is probably not it. This world is just, and especially as the world goes 24/7 on everything. I mean, there's going to be long hours, there's going to be long days, but it pays off in the end. So it's just managing your time, be willing to work beyond what's required is only going to make you better.
For me, TV side, I do so much in TV. The only thing I don't do is be on camera. So these guys have said time management is number one. If I'm sitting at a director's board about to direct a newscast and reporters, photographers don't have their shots in or their stories in, I'm sitting there and the newscast is happening whether you like it or not. Time is going to hit. You got to go. Like, it doesn't matter. That is kind of like the worst part of it. The best part, meeting new people, and actually getting the chance to teach people. Because you'd be surprised how many people don't know the behind the scenes part. And they're just like, whoa, you did this, and you did this. Like, yeah, how long did it take? It took 8 hours. It was on air for 4 seconds. They don't see that. But that little thing, it makes my day. Like, that's it. It's awesome that you accomplished something. Granted, it took you the whole day, and it's on air for 4 seconds. But you feel good when you see it, because you can point out to all your friends, like, look at that. Nobody saw that. It's like, oh, So time is the worst, and it's
management for us is, we're doing a live event also, so it's about the same thing, except sometimes we're putting in, we have 3 months invested in a production that may last 45 minutes, so about the same, it's about the same. And you are sweating bullets until it happens and it's done and the client's happy. And the great part is meeting new people. For me, traveling, I love traveling, going to places and meeting new people, seeing new things, and just having, great experiences wrapped around, events.
Yeah, and just seeing the whole process come together, there's a gratification in that after you've done all this months of planning and drawings and animations of what a particular room or a set is gonna look like, and when you actually see it put together, and it pretty much resembles what you see, that's a great thing. I have kind of a strange, maybe a little bit of a warped outlook on some of this stuff, and one of the things that I really like is the crisis management part of it. What do you do when you have a broadcast that's coming up and somebody tells you camera 3 is out, and you just don't have it, and so you have to alter your expectations to meet that. And we had an instance yesterday where we got a call personally in the afternoon that the Nutcracker is a Broadway production of the Nutcracker is coming to Kansas City at the Hoffman Performing Arts Center. It's Kansas City's much larger version of the Walton Arts Center. The Nutcracker's coming, they've got the full production set up, they have a very specific lighting console to do this very elaborate production. The power supply to the lighting console is non-functional, will not work, so they have no way to control the lights. The show's gonna start at 7:30 no matter what. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You guys have any ideas? And so that we get this call and we're making calls all the way around trying to find out what it really is. What's come to find out it's really only a computer power supply that's a little bit specialized, but there would be one available. It's gonna cost $500 for them to get it back online. The guys elected to, for one night, we can get one mailed in tomorrow for nothing. We're not gonna spend $500. We'll run the entire Broadway production in front of 2,000 people with a laptop computer. Knowing how to do that and how to crisis manage that and make that decision is, I like that.
You kind of like that,
Yeah.
high energy impact,
How are you gonna?
high stress. Always have a plan B. That's what I tell my students. Always have a plan B. Who has helped you the most in your career, in your education, in your life? I guess a teacher, a parent.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, probably my parents. They've always been, it's not every parent's dream when their son comes home and says, I want to talk on the radio for a living, because they know how much we make, and it's not much. They'd rather see you go to law school or be a doctor, but I like to talk, so. But I would just say my networking, and talking with other broadcasters, talking with other big league guys, getting my samples out there, hearing their feedback, just talking with them on a daily basis. There's a guy in Buffalo named Ben Wagner. He's the one who helped me get this job to begin with. And Ben goes back, he was mentored by my college professor 10 years before I went to college, so that's kind of how we had that connection, but he's helped me immensely, not only with just broadcasting, but just in relating with people, how to deal with people, how to deal with, a pissed off manager after the game, and you go down and deliver a box score, and you get beat up because there was an error that shouldn't have been an error, but, just things like that. So I would say probably Ben Wagner and my parents.
I'll echo one thing he said. My parents were always really good about anything I wanted to do, and like I said, when you tell them, oh, I want to be a newspaper guy, and they're like, okay, all right, fine. But the one thing that I will tell you guys, probably the person who helped me get my first job and kind of a domino effect, the superintendent at my high school knew me, and I was in student council and athletics and that sort of thing. Knew me. His son worked at the newspaper in Jonesboro, and he came to me and said, hey, you like sports, you made good grades, would you be interested in doing this part-time? And that's how that started. So guys, all your teachers, your administrators, you never know who someone, get to know those folks, because they can help you in so many ways down the road. So that's the one thing I guess I would say to you guys, get to know the people around you.
hard to single out one person, obviously parents, my wife, who allows me to chase the dream still, and the people I've worked with over the years, bosses who've been more than kind to help mentor me, give me opportunities and give me feedback. I mean, you can learn so much from so many different people. It's just a matter of just reaching out to them and asking them for their help or their guidance. And you'd be surprised how many people are willing to do that, but nobody ever asks. So seek out everybody. You can learn something from everybody. So don't limit yourself to one person or two people. Try to learn something from everybody and to make you better as well. And then as you get older and more experienced, you can return the favor and help those trying to move their way up like you did, achieve their dream as well. And that sometimes is more rewarding than chasing your own dream.
I'd say my older brother, he got me into TV. I grew up in a third world country, so we only had one TV station, one channel done. So when I came to this country, TV was the last thing on my mind. But my brother got into it because he's always wanted to be in film and stuff. And he was my mentor because he's the one who taught me little things about this country when I first got here. So, he told me the whole rule of 15 minutes before you're on time you're late, you're fired. Those are the things that he instilled in me and taught me, like, remember this. Because, it's not, 15 minutes is not going to hurt. You're ahead of the game.
Right.
That's what he always told me. The other person is my wife, because in TV it's a high stress situation, and sometimes you look at a kid, and I call them kids, even though they're reporters, and you just want to kick them out the door. Because it's just like, you've been doing this for a while. So my wife calms me down, I go home, talk to her, she's like, honey, you can't talk to people like that. And I was like, well, once in a while, am I allowed to? It's like, okay. But my wife, as well, she's a big mentor of mine, and obviously bosses, because they let me experiment with, we get new pieces of equipment, I'm the first one there. You get this, I'm the first, can I try this? Like, yeah, if you have time, free time, okay, I'll do it. So, say older brother, wife, and my awesome bosses as well, so.
Okay.
I came to my position by a very strange route. So wasn't the normal way. I didn't think this is what I want to do at any point in time when I was in high school. I did have a VOTEC class, which I was one of the first girls that was allowed to be in the industrial electronics VOTEC class in the early 80s.
Interesting.
And I would say that was one of the first things that allowed me to think that, oh, well, this is something that I could do as a girl. It's not just for the boys. And that was the first year they allowed girls to be in the class. And through that, we were able to work on simulators out at the Air Force Base, close to where I graduated in Del Rio, Texas. And those simulators had, at that time, the simulator was a camera that was attached to a mechanism and actually had a scene on the floor, and the camera would come down as you would fly the plane. There was actually a bottom room, but the camera came down and scanned across the actual scenes. And we would repair the cameras because when they crashed the planes, they crashed the camera. So we had to come back and repair these cameras, and that was not a paid position at all, but that's another position where you're there and you're the person who knows how to fix everything on that camera. So every time something happens, they're calling you. And that was a great start. A great start to learning to be on time, definitely. And especially for us with live production, there is no option to be anything but early when you show up. So, I don't know, that's
Yep.
for me.
Yeah, the be on time thing is huge in this business. I had a couple of different mentors at different times, and one was a college professor that said something to me that really stuck, in that he said, you didn't go to college for 4 all we can really do is teach you how to learn. We really can't. The things you're gonna learn on your own. We're gonna teach you how to develop those skills to learn things. And that was a big thing to me that always stuck in. And how to learn things, not only here in the classroom, but how to learn things wherever you go, and how to personalize those into the skills. So you learn to pick up the things that fit what you really want to do in your life. And that was a huge thing. And you know, other opportunities had more to do with circumstances of my having an opportunity to work in a recording studio while I was going to school, which I probably learned as much being associated with the technology of in that case, audio recording, but doing commercials and working with advertising agencies and seeing how they develop commercial stories and so forth. And that, you know, I didn't make very much money, but I probably learned more in that particular part-time job than I did in classroom and media classes that I took. I took television production and radio and all of those things in school, but having a real-time application of it while you're studying it. Oh, that's what that meant. What I read in that book, that's what they're talking about, and you actually see it. Those are huge things.
Just hands-on
And the other thing
application.
the other thing that I was going to say, the third point was that I probably also learned a lot from all of the people that told me that I couldn't do something. And I wanted to prove to them that they were wrong. So when somebody says you can't do this or you're not going to make any money in that career, prove them wrong.
That's
Because you can.
great advice. That's interesting. And I think that the bell's going to ring on us any moment now. So I know that everybody wants to know behind the scenes, what's the coolest thing that has happened in your job? What famous encounters or any memorable story that you can share with us that's appropriate for a high school?
Well, it's nice working in baseball. You meet a bunch of former big leaguers, current big leaguers. You know, we had Jason Vargas, Chris Medlin, a couple of big names within the Royals. Probably the coolest person I ever interviewed. I interviewed Mike Sweeney. If anybody knows who Mike Sweeney is, he was, you know, one of the greatest Royals ever. That was pretty cool for me because I grew up watching Kansas City during the terrible years and had an opportunity to watch Mike Sweeney. So when I got to interview him, that was pretty cool. But you know, the coolest part for me is just meeting, you know, the former big leaguers and the current big leaguers.
Mine's kind of a similar story, but it has to do with where I grew up. I grew up in northeast Arkansas, in a little town near Jonesboro, but the coolest thing I got to do is I got to interview and got to know a Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame baseball player, George Kell. He's from Swift, Arkansas, which is a little bitty town in eastern Arkansas. I got the chance to interview him multiple times and got to know him, did a few stories, and really got to be friends with him. He's just a really, really good person. And again, one of the cool things that I got a chance to do and got a chance to meet him.
When I was a weekend sports guy, I got selected to be part of the presidential inauguration team. So I was a videographer for that, and so I was behind the scenes in Clinton's first inauguration, and standing at the Washington Monument in the press area, listening to James Earl Jones read the preamble of the Constitution.
That's great.
Full, the Washington Mall just full of people, and his voice echoing off the monument was just unbelievable.
Coolest thing for me is basically being able to direct, like putting everything together and nobody knows who I am. That is the coolest thing. That's for me. When it comes to meeting people, I have met so many people. I'm still in contact. Like probably you kids are still there. I don't know if you know Nolan Richardson. I literally go to his house almost every weekend to go see him and his wife. They invite me over. Brad Paisley, I met him. I'm just sitting here when I don't know that's great. You just never know who's going to pop into your studio. Like one, we had a surprise of the Old Spice dude. You know, look at him, look at this, look at that. He was pretty cool. You know, so you just never know. You know, in this business, who's going to meet.
Okay. He does the same thing for me. A lot of people, so
Yeah.
a lot of musical acts. Garth Brooks probably hands down the nicest, genuine, just
long as we've been doing this and these meetings and the, especially the musical acts that we work with all the time. Several presidents, I held the umbrella for, in a rainstorm for Bill Clinton for, seemed like hours at a parade one time, and just all kinds of weird things, but it can be really rewarding, because just being in this business, you're gonna be around a lot of celebrities.
Interesting. Make sure that your name, that you've signed up on the sheet so we can get you excused. Give these guys a hand. All of them work all day and they took time out of their jobs to talk to you. And we appreciate it so much. Thank you. And you guys can go to class. I will get you excused. And then if I can have you guys.